With The Batman 2 in production, James Gunn has the perfect character who can rival Robert Pattinson's take on Bruce Wayne in the DCU. Welcome to Stats In. If you're just joining us, please subscribe and don't forget to turn on notifications bell for more video. Please like, share and subscribe for more. Although there have been many, the prominent character to pick up the mantle of Question was Vic Sage. A detective who believes in objectivism, i.e., working for rational self-interest and a black-and-white outlook on life, Question does not believe in morally gray areas. Wearing a face mask that covers almost all his features, Question's abilities include his paranoia, which often saves him from several occasions, and a connection with the city, where he can sense the corruption. The legendary character was created by Steve Ditko, and he was one of the core inspirations in the development of Rorschach for Watchmen. Of course, James Gunn has got it right under his pocket, the ability to challenge Robert Pattinson's The Batman 2, but he can do it with a twist. Fans are familiar with Robert Pattinson's detective-esque Batman, who uses his brains to catch criminals more than his fists. Well, James Gunn has the perfect character to challenge Pattinson's The Batman 2. The Question is an iconic character from the Blue Beetle comics, which was later picked up by DC Comics to be a part of the larger narrative. As his name suggests, Question is not an ordinary hero. In fact, he is one of the best detectives in the history of DC Comics who uses a mask to solve cases, and the comics, Question was brutally violent and didn't spare his enemies, similar to Peacemaker. The only difference between the two characters is that Peacemaker has a sense of humor, and it's thanks to James Gunn's genius. So, if he wanted to make a spin-off that would rival that of Robert Pattinson's The Batman 2, he could very well do so and even make the character of Question deadpan funny. There have been rumors and speculations about a Question spin-off, but none have come to pass. Would you like to see a Question spin-off? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. While certainly not Question, but James Gunn has indeed worked with a character that is very similar to the DC detective. Peacemaker has that deadpan sense of humor, the morally black-and-white outlook, and a thirst for violence that cannot be quenched. Superman director James Gunn revealed he garners no merchandising royalties for Baby Groot despite co-creating the iconic character. Welcome to Stats In. If you're just joining us, please subscribe and don't forget to turn on notifications bell for more video. Please like, share and subscribe for more. Meanwhile, Vin Diesel, who voices Groot, has been fueling fan anticipation for a standalone Groot movie, recently sharing on Instagram a glimpse into the project titled The Arbor King. James Gunn recently revealed he earned no merchandising money from Baby Groot, the beloved character he helped create for Guardians of the Galaxy. During a recent sit-down on The Howard Stern Show, the Superman director confessed, "I can't remember how much I got paid, but I got paid okay. It was like fine. Listen, there are things. We created the character of Baby Groot, I drew that character, and, I don't make any of that money in the same way that, comic book artists don't." When Stern pressed, "You don't get a piece of the action on the merchandising on Baby Groot?" Gunn answered plainly, "No, I do not." Still, Gunn made clear that for Guardians of the Galaxy Volumes 2 and 3, his compensation was solid, including incredibly well paid up front and on the back end, with back-end dollars coming in, though merchandising is a separate beast entirely. Groot has appeared in several MCU films. Reports from Puck reveal Gunn will receive at least 3 separate paychecks for his roles as director, producer, and writer on the Superman film, adhering to industry guild rules that ensure creators receive minimum fees for their multifaceted contributions. Switching universes has proven lucrative for James Gunn. As the co-chair of DC Studios alongside Peter Safran, Superman director James Gunn revealed central he garners no merchandising universe for Baby James Gunn's departure from Marvel's Cosmic Playground to helm the DC universe could have been a tale of inner conflict, has been fueling fan anticipation for a standalone Groot movie from Guardians of the Galaxy. Recently sharing on Instagram a glimpse into the project titled The Arbor King. Yet, James Gunn recently revealed he earned no merchandising money from Baby Groot, the beloved character he helped create for Guardians of the Galaxy. Pitching an idea for Suicide Squad before diving into Howard Stern Show. Now the Superman director of his new DCU phase, I can't remember how much I got paid. On the Armchair Expert podcast, Gunn recalled receiving support from Marvel Studios heads Kevin Feige and Louis D'Esposito during his career of Baby Groot, emphasizing he never felt remorse, And
listen, I don't make any of that money
in
the same way that
over there
comic book artists don't.
But that certainly wasn't the Marvel guys. You don't get a piece of the action on the merchandising on Baby Groot. Marvel Studios co-president
Gunn answered plainly,
Louis Desposito called me all the time. Still, Gunn made clear that for Guardians of the Galaxy Volumes 2 and 3, wasn't his compensation was solid,
but I didn't feel
guilt at all. Incredibly well paid up front and on the back end, with back-end dollars coming in. People that I also really liked, a separate beast entirely.
Well,
Groot has appeared in several
about
not making money off Baby Groot.
Reports from
merchandising highlights a perennial issue in Hollywood
separate
where creators
for his
often
roles
miss out on lucrative secondary revenue streams
and writer on the
despite
Superman
shaping
film.
iconic characters.
Adhering to industry guild rules that ensure creators receive minimum
executive
fees
role
for their
signal,
multifaceted
a new era of
contributions.
influence and
Switching
financial
universes
rewards
has
proven
proven
lucrative for James
Should directors
Gunn.
and creators
As the co-chair of DC
have a cut of
Studios alongside
profit,
Peter Safran,
especially
Gunn
when they
didn't
help
just direct
birth
characters
Superman.
that become
He's a
cultural
central
phenomena.
architect of the entire
Drop your
DC
thoughts
universe
below.
reboot. James
Gunn,
Gunn's departure
for instance,
from Marvel's
will
Cosmic
earn directing
Playground
fees,
to helm the DC
producing
universe
fees,
could have been a tale
and
of
writing
inner
fees
conflict
for his services
but the
on the
director
summer
shrugged
Superman.
off any guilt.
And presumably,
After being
all the
ousted from
follow-up
Guardians
films
of
he
the
will work
Galaxy,
on, while
Gunn
also
feared
serving
his
in his
career
capacity
might be
as
over.
co-CEO
Yet,
of DC.
Warner Brothers,
Even if he didn't want to
Toby
be paid,
Emmerich approached
the various
him with the
labor
question,
guilds would
James
require
Gunn's
at least
Superman?
minimum fees.
That led to
Though
Gunn
exact
pitching an
numbers
idea
remain
for
under wraps,
Suicide Squad,
the lead
before
actor
diving
salaries
into
offer
Superman.
some perspective.
Now the flagship
David
of his new
Cornsweet
DCU
and Rachel
phase,
Brosnahan,
God,
Superman
Monsters.
and Lois Lane,
on the Armchair
reportedly
Expert
earned
podcast,
$750,000
Gunn recalled
each,
receiving support
while
from
Nicholas
Marvel
Holt,
Studios heads
Lex
Kevin
Luthor,
Feige
commands
and
$2
Louis
million
Desposito during
as
his
per comic
career
book.
turbulence.
Emphasizing
Superman
he
director
never felt
James
remorse.
Gunn revealed
Listen,
he garners
there
no
are people that I'm
merchandising
not that
royalties
happy with
for
over
Baby
there
Groot
at
despite
Disney,
co-creating
but
the
that
iconic
certainly
character.
wasn't the Marvel guys.
Meanwhile,
Vin Diesel,
they were
who voices
completely
Groot,
supportive.
has been fueling fan
Marvel
anticipation
Studios
for a
co-president
standalone Groot movie.
Louis Desposito
recently sharing on
called me all the
Instagram
time.
a glimpse into the
Lou
project
and
titled
Kevin
The
were
Arbor
great.
King. James
So
Gunn
it
recently
wasn't
revealed
them.
he earned no
But I
merchandising
didn't feel
money from
guilt
Baby
at
Groot,
all.
the beloved
I mean,
character
I had
he
to
helped
take a
create
job.
for Guardians
I
of the
took a
Galaxy.
job
With
during a
people
recent
that I
sit-down
also really
on the
liked,
Howard
and
Stern
that
show,
was it.
the Superman director
Gunn's
confessed,
transparency about
I
not
can't
making
remember
money
how
off
much I
Baby
got
Groot
paid.
merchandising
But I got
highlights
paid
a perennial
okay.
issue in Hollywood
It was like,
where creators
fine.
often miss out on lucrative secondary
listen,
revenue
there are
streams
things.
despite shaping
We created
iconic
the character
characters.
of Baby Groot.
Meanwhile,
his
I drew
DC
that character,
payday and executive
and,
role
I don't
signal,
make any of
a
that
new
money
era
in the
of
same way
influence
that
and financial
comic
reward.
book artists don't.
What do you think?
When Stern
Should
pressed,
directors and
you don't get
creators
a
like
piece of
Gunn
the action
have a cut
on
of
the merchandising
profits,
on Baby Groot,
especially when they help
Gunn
birth
answered
characters
plainly,
that become cultural
"No,
phenomena?
I do not."
Drop your thoughts
Still,
below.
Gunn made clear
Gunn,
that for Guardians of the Galaxy
will earn
Volumes 2 and
directing
3,
fees,
his
producing
compensation was
fees,
solid,
and writing
including
fees for his
incredibly
services
well
on the
paid
summer
up front
Superman.
and on the back
And
end,
presumably,
with back
all
end
the follow-up
dollars
films
coming
he will
in,
work on,
though merchandising
while also
is a
serving in his
separate beast
capacity
entirely.
as co-CEO
Groot has
of
appeared
DC.
in several
Even if he
MCU
didn't want to be
films.
paid.
The
Reports
various
from
labor
Puck reveal
guilds
Gunn
would
will
require
receive
at least
three
minimum
separate
fees,
paychecks for his roles.
though exact
as
numbers
director,
remain under
producer,
wraps,
and
the lead
writer on
actor's
the Superman
salaries
film.
offer some perspective.
Adhering to industry guild
David
rules
Cornsweet
that ensure
and
creators
Rachel
receive
Brosnahan,
minimum fees
Superman
for their
and
multifaceted
multifaceted
contributions.
reportedly earned
Switching universes
$750,000
has
each,
proven lucrative
while Nicholas
for James
Holt,
Gunn,
Lex Luthor,
as the
commands
co-chair of
$2 million
DC Studios
as per
alongside
comic
Peter
book.
Safran. Gunn didn't just direct Superman. He's a central architect of the entire DC Universe reboot. James Gunn's departure from Marvel's Cosmic Playground to helm the DC Universe could have been a tale of inner conflict, but the director shrugged off any guilt. After being ousted from Guardians of the Galaxy, Gunn feared his career might be over. Yet, Warner Brothers